You are live. Welcome everyone to our first live on Lurking Spirits, other than the walkthrough that we did. I'm going to let Abby explain to you here what we're going to be doing.
I'm begging you.
Abby, you can go ahead and explain what we're going to be doing on this video.
Okay, so this first video is what was on our still camera. We're going to be playing it and reviewing it a bit. We'll pause it if you have any questions through it. Should we wait until maybe a few more people?
Yeah, we can talk for a couple minutes before anybody starts coming in.
That's what we're going to be doing.
This video right here that you're seeing on the screen is at the church where we did our last investigation. It's going to be in the reception area. Like Abby said, it's going to have a still camera there. We were in the chapel investigating. There was nobody at all in this room. And we're going to show you what we may or may not have captured. So
You have to sit on my chair a little bit.
I'm good. Gabriella, go ahead. You speak your piece. You got your little star right there, too.
Yeah. This is a pimple patch. Don't worry about it. I'm not trying
I
to
don't
be
know
all
if they can
fancy.
see it. Go ahead.
If they can. So yeah, this is footage from my camera when we were in the church, and we caught some pretty interesting things, and even at the end something happens to her and then happens to me, so stay tuned.
Now, you might want to put headphones on because, again, you're going to hear us conducting our investigation in the chapel. But, again, there was nobody at all in this room. So if you see something happen, we may not have caught it ourselves. So please tell us what you heard or seen, and we can respond to it. If you start asking questions and want a lot of interaction, we'll pause the video and we can answer some questions on that. But we are up for anything. And please, like, if you see anything, hear anything, let us know. But as we're going on, we will tell you what we caught, what's going on.
Hi, Angelina!
Angelina! We were just explaining, Angelina, what the video is here and that. And if you didn't hear, this is in the reception area in the church. That light in the hallway there on that still clip, that right beyond that is where Abby was getting dressed for her special day. And right now we have a motion light on in there. We set up a motion light so to see if anything would set it off.
To answer your question, did you have idea of something happening before the wedding? Actually, we did. Yeah. I was getting ready and none of the guests showed up yet. They were not supposed to come until an hour later. We kept hearing talking and we were like, well, we heard talking, we heard walking around. And so I told Mom, I said, can you go out there and see if there's any guests here that they're supposed to not be here yet, but are they here? She went out there. There was no one there. And then I guess Chase had an incident. He was in the kitchen and he was cleaning everything up after the wedding, and he was tying a trash bag, and something said, "Are you okay? Do you need help over there?" And he said no, and he looked behind him and there was no one there. So
yeah. It was some areas, and we did go down into the basement while we were there, but there were a lot of nails and everything on the floor. There were some areas down there that we felt maybe we shouldn't go to during the investigation this time, but if we get a chance to go back, we'll hit the basement and we will hit like the kitchen area and that, because there is a couple areas in there that we didn't hit just because.
Although the basement is very dirty. It's like it smells like mold down there still, and there's like rusty nails and everything on the floor still.
And there's 2 toilets down there that's kind of like
the one is out of order, and you can see why. It looks like someone blew it up.
We could make a statement on that. But for those who are not familiar with our team that may be just joining tonight, our team consists of the 3 of us, which is
Abby. Gabriella.
Diane, and then we're missing Chase, which is Abby's husband. We're missing Eric, which is my son. And then on this investigation, we had a special guest, which is Abby's and Chase's. Well, he's actually all of a very good friend. His name is Matthew Bloom. So he will be on this investigation with us. Although right here, you might see him for a second or two.
Closer to the end.
Yeah, yeah. So, we're just waiting here. Let's go.
Linda, cool, and so's the cat now. I've stopped saying. They're talking. Bad to the Bone asked how Linda's doing, and Linda said cool, and so's the cat now. They stopped singing.
Well, we're waiting for a guest appearance tonight of Pee Wee because he seems, every time we do a video, he has to be the ham of the night. So, ladies, I want you guys to talk a lot tonight. I know they're tired of hearing me.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm a talker. I'm not like her that's quiet.
So, is there anything else want to say about this video or like the one that you already released?
No, because I want to blow it.
Okay.
Watch the video.
I know Angelina watched our video that released. Linda, did you get a chance to watch the video we released on last Friday night?
Those lights just flicker.
It's our spirits. Spirits on the wall. Please don't hurt us tonight. Okay, that was my craziness. Don't mind me. So, anybody have any? Yeah.
And Linda said yes.
And then you said you wanted to say something about that video. I think, Angelina, that you think you might have heard something or something. You can let us know about that. Do you want to go ahead and start, or what do you want to do right now, Abby? I'm going to let you call it, because what we can do is show, like, maybe go 10 minutes in and then see if anybody has any questions or however you want to do it. I'm letting you run the show.
Yeah, that works.
That was a Methodist church, Linda. The original, it was a Bolivar Methodist church, and then they did change it to a community center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to be a Methodist church, and then the community center decided to take it over and revamp it. And I think that they're going to make it a church again in the future, but there's just a lot of things going on with it right now that's making them
they pretty much
have
just
issues.
use it for events now, children events, and
they have that big art event coming up.
Which, speaking of, you guys will hear in the video us saying Catholic or Christian church, because we weren't 100% sure, but it's a Methodist church, because there's a picture on, if you look up the address, there's a picture and it shows Methodist church.
Yeah, we didn't really do too much research on this place.
We didn't want, we really didn't want to. But interesting, for those who watched the first part that came out, there was some things that came through on our Spirit Talker and Necrometer that we didn't really pay too much mind to. But Abby did some research, and so did I, and we found out that there's at least a handful of things that came through that matched perfectly with things pertaining to that building and another building near it.
Yeah, we'll be talking more about that later on after this video, but because we'll be talking about the part that we already released. So I think we're ready to
go ahead. You can go ahead and start. Well, like I said, we play maybe 10 minutes or so, then we can discuss.
You can do that. You can kick us off the screen. You can mute us.
Oh, by the way, the music in the background is my husband playing the piano.
And see, as you noticed
Is
in
there
that
sound?
doorway there, that was the motion light that we put up.
She said, "Is there sound?"
Is there no sound on the clip?
Only the sound that. See, there's some. But see, why did the motion light? Oh, okay, I see.
Because he
yeah,
walked
yeah.
by.
Can you guys hear the video?
Pause it.
Nope. How do I fix this?
They probably really don't need the sound on the video.
Yeah, but it's good to have it just in case
Yeah.
there's something that we didn't hear. Oh God. Now it's Abby's turn to click the buttons.
No, I'm
Linda.
trying to figure out how to do this.
She's trying to get the sound on the video, guys. Get a large hammer. You can. The only sound you're going to be able to hear in the video is the background. But I don't know who pays attention to orbs, but I don't know if you noticed there, I know a couple people that would have debunked them already, but there was some mysterious
Let me try this real
orbs.
quick. Just keep us on there for a second.
Yeah, she's just trying to get some because there is sound, but it's just very faint in the background
Video file.
from us talking in the chapel doing our investigation. How about there?
There. There might be there now.
Can you hear it?
There's hands up, so I'm taking. Maybe that's good.
Can you hear it now?
Did I do good?
Does that mean like raise the roof? Yay, you did it.
Raise your hands if you can hear us now. Just let us know if you can hear the video. Like I said, you're only going to hear the background because there was nobody in this room. But pay attention up there because you can see already there should be nothing causing those lights. Now, Chase just walked in and that motion detector went off because of the guys. And
yeah, I did. Yay!
Good.
I can pull it all the time.
You did better than Gabby with the buttons.
Linda,
Wow.
me.
Wow. You can hear us in the background, of course.
Yeah, we wanted to keep this footage in because even though we are just setting up, there's stuff that's happening even before we even sit down to start the investigation in the main room that is unexplainable.
Now, there's also, I think Chase put where that motion light is. I think he put a cat ball down there on the floor.
Yeah, he put one right here.
Yeah, right in there. There's a cat ball. So, just like I said, pay attention to if you see anything. Still traumatized. Oh, Linda.
What buttons do I push? Top one?
This one is for my kitchen and flashlight.
Okay.
And that's to like the entrance to the main.
Okay.
This thing.
Okay.
You push it left and right so you can.
Okay.
And that's literally all the buttons you need.
Okay.
Was there somebody in that room? Because there was a light flashing in that room.
Nobody was in that room.
Did you see the light? the room that Abby got dressed in, there was a light flashing in there, and I'm wondering if that was off of one of the guys' flashlights, but it seemed
It
like
might have been because when in the actual video when they move up when they're in the other room.
I just never noticed it before, and they're over here, and it looked like it was in that room where you got dressed. So it's going to be a little bit boring, but just pay close attention because there
was windows in there, but they were stained glass windows. And I don't think that there was one. They're not low enough to like where a light could shine through it.
And are the beauty? I mean, in the room that I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a window. If you go inside the room, it's on the left-hand side. There's a window. Other than that, there's not really any other window.
Well, there was a stained glass one that was right behind you too.
Was there?
no. See, there was nothing. Was that somebody flashing a light over there, or what
I
was?
think that was an orb. I don't think that was.
Because everybody.
That's an orb.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
how that orb up there was hovering? Like, I don't know. Some people don't believe in orbs. We normally don't, but when they're big and they're just kind of hovering like that, we kind of throw the big question mark up in the air about them because they can't be explained.
Angelina said not boring.
Well, that's good because we don't want to be boring.
What would have been really cool is if something sat down in that chair in the middle of the room.
Oh my God. I was looking when Abby was going through this before we put it up, I was waiting for that chair to move. Now you can see the flashlight there.
Mm-hmm. There's some
There was some
flashes
orb.
gone.
Is that a flashlight? Yeah, it has to
Yeah,
be.
it was my flashlight from the one I was using.
Hi, Eric. We can see that you logged in too.
You don't type after you said it.
He's upstairs, I think.
He can still hear us on the
yeah.
live.
You know I'm retarded. What can I say?
No. We were all in the other room.
Yeah, Linda, in this room here, this was the reception area. The only thing that is in this room is Gabriella's camera on a tripod. We were all in the chapel in the adjoining area doing our investigation in the chapel.
It was very spooky, Abby.
Abby's going to the bathroom. That was the bathroom right there. I squealed on you, Abby.
Sorry, girl needs to pee. I think I had a mean bean before that investigation, so I really had to pee.
Yeah, and I forgot my freaking drink at the house.
I had you covered. I had water and that.
Yeah, but it's not as good as Dunkin'. Oh, that was creepy. Oh my gosh, I look like a skinwalker.
So there's two entrances to the main room. There's an entrance where that right door frame is. There's an entrance to the big room that we were in, and sometimes people's flashlight through that room, going through the hallway, can make a shadow on that back wall. Because when you'll see at one point Chase goes to check on something, and you see his flashlight throughout the whole spot there.
Well, are you talking about the motion light, Linda, or are you talking about regular flashlights?
Should say flashlight.
Yeah, how does flashlight show on black? back wall.
Well, some of them we think there was nobody in the room, so it wasn't a flashlight, so we don't know what it was. Like right now, everybody's out of the room, so if you see light up there, especially like that one that was hovering before, we don't know how to explain it.
Although I know at one point I walked through that hallway and I was gonna walk in here and it got really creepy and so I was like, nope.
Yeah. See, I still feel like I keep on seeing in that left doorway there where you got dressed like something. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's so hard to tell. Let's see how.
Is your brightness up the hallway?
Mm-hmm. But like I told Mom when I was casting it on the big TV, their brightness is higher than mine. Mine only goes up so high.
You know, that flashing, I didn't think of it too. I think we had an EMF detector on the table behind us.
No, I
No?
don't- not
We
yet.
didn't put that up until later?
Yeah, that wasn't
Okay.
until after everything happened.
That's right. We
Because
didn't.
they would have it where
Yeah.
a camera can
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, that
The
makes sense.
flashing is the camera. I don't know why the camera does that, but even on our videos, you can see
Yeah.
that it kind of distorts the light at some point.
There's one.
See? What was that?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Steph.
Nice of you to join.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We're just reviewing some footage from our last, well, it's unseen footage from our last investigation and talking about some crazy things that we saw and things that happened. So welcome to chaos.
Do you want to tell her where we're at? Or anything? What's
So
that
this,
glowing down there? That's just
so
pretty
for any
artificial.
newcomers, this is my camera that's set up in the main room with all of our equipment and stuff. Where we were setting up, and we are in the chapel room where Abby and Chase both got married, and we're investigating in there while we have a still camera in this room to catch anything that might have happened here.
This stuff is the Bolivar Methodist Church. It's the old Bolivar, Virginia Methodist Church. They are now using it as a community center. And this is the reception room of that church.
Yeah, this is where we set everything up. We were, well, this is where all our equipment is that we used. And so we're in the other room in the chapel, investigating in there.
I would have loved to see the big old shadow just past there. She was trying to do, we like sometime during our investigation, we kind of like doing triggering. We like to, if we know something might trigger a response, we'll either play the piano or play something on our phone to try to trigger, see if we can get a response from our triggering.
Sorry,
What?
I made her
Yawn.
yawn.
It does look like it's flashing more than normal.
That's what I was saying. And then sometimes it gets like really bright and it seems like the camera like goes
Because-
like almost like turns like.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it usually does that when you're in front of it and when it's trying to like focus on a person. But there's nobody there, so what is it trying to focus on?
That's what we're trying to figure out, Linda, because like Gabriella was saying, sometimes like our camera kind of flickers like that a little bit, but usually not like this, and it's usually if we're in front of it. So I don't know what's going on there. Like this is only the second time we've really seen this footage ourselves, so we might catch something new on it too.
Yeah, and the first time we were reviewing this, we were really tired, so we were like not focused on it as much as we
This is technically
normally
my
would.
first time because I fell asleep during editing. I was like, oh shit, I'm
But
tired.
see, like over here, even you can see the flickering, but it just seems like
That's the weird part.
Yeah.
Like it should not be flickering that much.
You know where else it did the flickering?
in Tavern.
Portage Museum.
That's right, it did.
And it wasn't like crazy flickering, but it was like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't crazy flicker like that.
Unless it's
Normally.
trying to focus on something or it's trying to like pick up something.
Oh yeah, and another thing about this building is not known like for investigations.
But see, too, look how dark that shadow gets from the flickering. That's what's kind of like. It's not just flickering too. It's almost like a darkness there. Like I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, this place isn't known for investigations. We're the first
That we know of.
that we know of. No, she said that we're the first. Because she doesn't want everyone knowing.
You know what? We probably shouldn't be talking because if they're trying to listen to see if they heard something we didn't hear, we won't be able to hear it.
We gotta entertain the peeps.
Entertain.
Trying to my volume down just in case.
See, that's just that side there. It's almost like the camera is like moving to make it flicker. I don't know.
Oh, it got really dark.
That's what I'm saying. That's like 2 times like, look, see?
I don't know. We don't have any evidence though, so we're gonna have to dismiss it as just the camera.
Yeah, we can't claim it. We have to debunk it. If in doubt, throw it out.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
That is weird though.
it's almost like something was standing in front of the camera trying to interfere. But again, if in doubt, throw it out. Did you see the camera just move?
No.
It kind of went in like this and went out. See?
Oh.
You see it moving? Is it just me?
It
Or
does look like it's kind of like vibrating.
yeah, because if you look at the chair, I'm looking at the chair looked like it came in a little closer than went back out because of the motion of the camera.
Like something stuck there.
Yeah.
The only thing that's confusing me is I keep looking at the backpack zippers, and if it moved, it would change how the backpack is. The backpack is still the same. It hasn't moved.
No, it just like shook. It
Yeah, like
moved.
well, like the camera like went like this real quick.
I think that's me. And I was like,
That's Chase looking over everything.
It should be automatic focusing, yes.
yeah, but it flickers for some reason. I don't know why our camera does this, but it flickers like.
Yeah, only but like
on the
on that
video.
on the right hand side is where it always you could see the flickering. I don't know.
Another mystery, the Weshies.
Yeah, we've never had it like this where it got that.
Flickery.
Yeah, flickery. No,
Flickery.
it got flickery.
Super flickery.
You're always hitting your elbow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello there.
Hello, Nvidia. It's a really cool name.
It is. It's very pretty.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I think I said it wrong.
No, I think that's right.
No, there's a T in there. It's like
Nebedita?
Nebedita.
Either way, it's still pretty.
Yeah, it is. Welcome to our channel. We're reviewing a video of footage, unseen footage, from a room that is in a church. It's a reception room, and it is right next to the chapel where we are currently investigating. The chapel, we were all in there. There is nobody at all in this room. This is just a still camera.
And before you ask, we don't know why it's flickering that much.
Yeah, we don't know. Everybody, welcome our newbie there. It's nice seeing a new person on here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, throw your hands in the air for her. There you go. See, Linda did it. Way to go, Linda. Linda rocks. As you watch and follow us, if you follow anybody that comes on our channel, you're going to find out that they're the most welcoming, loving bunch of people you will ever meet. So you're always going to be welcomed on any of these channels. If you want, you can throw your link in here while we're watching this. We will not mind. Or if you send the link to Lurking Spirits, we can make sure that it's posted on there. So that way you can get some attention. You're awesome too, Miss Angelina.
Hello, April.
Hi, April. Welcome. Oh no. You go get that boy.
Take your time. We'll be here.
Yeah, I think more happens, if to my recollection, on the second half of this video.
Mm-hmm.
It's when things really start, to my recollection, because we only, like I said, saw this one time. So you do what you need to
Were there
do.
bugs or other critters there?
There was no bugs.
None.
And definitely no other critters.
If there was, we would be getting a flamethrower and
We'd be
burning
burning the place to the ground.
Oh, funny, funny, funny.
We raised our coffee cups to you too.
Hold on. Let's do this
Yeah,
right.
pause this real quick. Oh, okay. So over here.
There you go. You got our coffee cups raised to you too,
Let's try
Miss
one more
April.
time though. All in sync.
We're supposed to be watching this.
Okay, and out we go.
Now, mind you, especially anybody that's new to, if you see something or hear something, I know we've been talking through it, but let us know in the comments. Now, we do have our part 1 released for those of you who may not be aware. This Saturday coming up, we will have part 2 released. And then this one, after we're done, it'll replay live, not live, but it will restream, of course. So if you might have missed some of it, you'll be able to catch it on a restream. Like a Google. Cal Abby, stop yawning.
I need more coffee.
Well, drink more coffee.
Yeah, drink all the coffee.
Mine's from Orlando, Florida. Because I'm the mother of all these things.
The things
Mother of all these things.
here. Let me show.
Over here.
Mother of all these things.
Mother of all these things. We got plain coffee cups. I guess we're not good enough.
We need a thing mug next time we go to Orlando.
Thing 1 and thing 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What shadow?
I know. I know. You're talking about the shadow down in the right corner, right, Linda? That's what me and Gabriella was talking about earlier. The way it's flickering, our camera normally does that, but not quite like this. It's almost like there's something that, I mean, because look, even right now, it's almost blocking the chair out.
Yeah,
It's almost like something keeps on interfering with it, making flicker more than what it normally does.
it's weird. It's very constant.
And we've never had that happen before.
No, unless it's because there's no light. Because we usually do our videos with light. I don't know.
Oh yeah, because that was your
That was
Real
that's
talk
our
camera.
vlogging camera.
Yeah.
I'll have to maybe go into the settings and see if it's just the way that the
Yeah.
video is or something. It is odd though.
You go take care of him, Angelina. We understand. Your son comes first. What is it? What is what? What are you asking? No, you're good, Angelina.
Linda
You take care of your boy.
take of yours.
Could you
Take
try
it.
it at home with zero light?
We did try it at home with zero light on this camera, and it's just all dark. I mean, we normally have the light that we have on in this room now on. But there at the church, we had no lights. It was total dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she's telling us to test it out at the house.
With
See
zero
if it
light.
does the same
Oh,
thing. We'll test it out. I think it might just be the video settings, but it's doing a lot of flickering for it to be just the video quality.
yeah, I agree with you, Linda. We agree. If it does it at home, then I mean, we're automatically right now debunking it as just camera glitch, but it's just sometimes it gets so dark, like we don't remember it ever doing that.
Yeah, it's almost to the point where that backpack's completely dark.
Yeah, and the chair. Because I've been watching the chair, you're watching the backpack, I'm watching the chair. It's almost like something's trying to block the view of the camera out. Like, I don't know. I might be goofy.
Oh, the shadow. We don't know. We're confused.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It could be something, but we have to dismiss it as just the camera flickering because if you go back to our Real Talk videos, you can see that it kind of does the same thing on those videos, just not as much.
Yeah, not that intense. But we will test it out again in conditions like that was there, and that way we can tell everybody, yes, we completely debunk that as just a camera glitch. I know there was a myth that they say you're not supposed to wake up a sleepwalking person.
Should
But
we say that because since Angelina can only hear with earbuds, she can't actually see the
she's not going to be
comments?
able to read that.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Angelina, April said her mom used to go with her sleepwalking, and she told her one night that their house was an I don't know how to say that word.
Apothecary.
Apothecary. It was not, but maybe if you tell your stepson that his cooking was delicious, he might think that the food is done and lay down.
Hey, he might be cooking Angelina a good meal then. She might be getting some good bacon and eggs out of it.
Gets breakfast in the
Breakfast at night.
Hey, breakfast at night is perfect.
Yeah, it's getting way too dark.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Now, this video, I think, was not quite an hour. I'm not sure. But as we get closer to the second half, there are things that does happen.
We're almost.
So, I mean, we can stop it at half if anybody wants us to, or we can just play it right to the end and then just talk about it. Maybe that would be better, I guess. I don't know. Anybody can bring up any questions that they have about it. The talking that you hear is us doing the investigation in the chapel. We're actually in the other room, which is the chapel. It's connected by these like louver doors to the reception area. And we were doing our investigation in that room, unless you can hear somebody praying.
Yeah, there's nobody praying. We're just doing our investigation in the chapel.
But see, it seems sometimes it even gets like a lot brighter.
That's the weirdest part.
Yeah.
I know, sometimes you can see the table in the middle, sometimes you can't see the table in the middle.
Sometimes you can see trash can and then it's gone.
Yeah, because it's like a big black mass at times. That's what boggles
there
my
it is.
mind.
And now it's,
Yep, see?
there it goes. It's like a magic trick. There goes the trash can. There it is. Nope. And it's gone. And it's back.
For those of you have that April and Nebadita, I'm sorry, I'm probably messing your name up horribly, and I'm so terribly. But if you haven't seen our first video that was released for this church, it is already out. You can see exactly where we were at and kind of get an idea. This room was right beside where our first video was released at.
Things usually happen more in the dark than in the light. I mean, you can still go investigate in the daytime, but we were told that we could stay there for how long?
For as
For
long,
as long as we wanted.
We could stay in that church for as long as we wanted, so we came by at around supper time, which is like 6 o'clock. It was 6, 7.
I think we left. I think we got there about 7:30.
Yeah, because
it was still pretty light out.
Not there yet.
Yeah, it was still light out. We got everything set up. We were checking out the place to see if anybody was there.
There is also, before the first part of this, there's also a walkthrough video where I did a walk through the entire church to show you what the church looked like before we investigated. And getting back to you, Linda, investigating in the dark, people have different ways of investigating. I mean, we've investigated with lights, with flashlights and some kind of lighting. We like going dark because if you have lights on in the background and a shadow goes by, you can pretty much debunk it easily because it's going to be a car going by, a person walking by, something could be causing it easily. If you go all dark and a shadow or something appears, it's going to be a lot harder to debunk it, especially if everybody's in one area. There's no windows, there's no cars, there's nothing causing illumination to cause a shadow. You kind of have to question exactly what it is. So with night vision or in the dark, it gives more opportunity to legitimize something and not automatically throw it out the window until you can find a way to debunk it.
Yeah, it gives more of like a sensory deprivation type of feel about it.
Yeah, because as you know, in order to cast a shadow, you need some kind of a light to cast a shadow. Or if you're in night vision or all dark, if a shadow shows up, where's the light coming from that illuminates it enough to cast that shadow? So you kind of have to question everything around. Hey, where's everybody standing at? Is there a window? Is there, something that could have left in a little bit of light? And if you already dismiss all of those, then you have to put a big question mark. Hey, this could be something that we caught.
Well, it's also said that they say that if it's dark in the spirit realm, it's daytime when it's dark in the real world. I don't know how true that is, but a lot of people believe it. So that's why a lot of investigators do investigations at night, because they're trying to get the spirits when it's daytime, when they're doing their thing and whatnot, because people believe
Look how dark
that
it
if
got
it's
this time.
dark in the real world, then it's in the spirit world, it's light. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how true that
It's
is,
almost even
but
like something sitting on the chair. That's how dark the shadow is on the chair. You see how the shadow is moving on the chair even from that? Like, I don't know. Like, we have to debunk it. We do. But that leaves a big question mark. What's
you know what we
going on?
can't debunk?
Us.
The photo I took at the battleship.
Yeah, I know. We can't debunk
At the battleship.
We're approaching here probably the halfway point. I know it hasn't been like, the good thing about it is that if you're watching this now, you're going to see we're not trying to fake shit and say, hey, look, we caught the spirit and we saw this and that. You're saying that, hey, we could have done a lot of stuff to make this exciting and things happen around every corner, but we're kind of watching it almost for the first time like you are. So if somebody sees something, you're probably going to catch something that we did not notice that even happened.
Of the battleship of North Carolina, we have that.
Was Linda on when we showed that before or not?
I don't think we got to show it. That's the
Oh.
thing. Because I pulled it up and then you ended the live.
I'm going to punch you.
It was your fault. All your fault. Fight me. Come at me.
Can I ask which? Battleship North Carolina. A very, very, very wonderful, amazing experience. I want to go back. That's how wonderful it was. It was amazing.
April, the shadow is more in the corner, which is weird. I don't think that the chair has anything to do with
I have the photo. I'm gonna pause this real quick so you guys can see this photo. How do I pause this?
You
right there.
Press
the pause button. All right, real quick.
Yeah, there we are. Hi.
See, there's the picture. You can tell us what you see. I know we.
Why is your phone duplicating?
Yeah, that's weird. But that is from the Battleship North Carolina. Now there is nobody there at all.
Let me do this.
There you go. That's real clear.
Looks like he has a backpack.
Yeah. There's nobody there at all. It was just Abby had my camera and she snapped the picture, and that's what she caught. So let's get back to the video.
Yeah, that's unexplainable.
And we're going back to the video.
This is even more interesting than fake investigators. Thank you, Linda. There's no purpose in faking anything. It doesn't solve anything in the end. You get caught, then you look like a total jerk idiot. And, we go in, and you've heard us saying it before, we're so passionate about what we do that we go in full-heartedly, hoping to be the one to maybe catch the most phenomenal thing that you might ever see.
Yeah, it is. It is silhouette of someone.
That was the outfit that the sailors.
Yeah, so we were in the tour and we were just taking pictures. I was taking pictures on my mom's camera. I was just snapping away. I didn't expect to catch anything. And then we came home and we looked at the pictures, and then this was the one that my mom was like, holy moly, you
And
see this?
After this video is over, Steph, we'll talk a little bit more about it because there's an interesting story that goes along with that. And there was another investigator that went to the Battleship North Carolina, and they said, oh my gosh, I caught something almost extremely similar to that. So we will talk about after this video is over, and anybody has any questions about this video, we'll go on to that there and take any questions and stuff like that. So, because things should start getting a little bit more here coming up. See how dark it got there again?
What was that sound?
What sound?
There was a weird, like, scraping sound. Is Pee Wee here?
It was in the house?
I don't know if it was in the house or the video.
Did anybody hear a scraping sound on the video?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Abby looked at me. She heard it.
See how...
Rewind. It was like right here, right?
No, it was a little bit closer.
Tell me where. Maybe here?
No, it was close. No, we heard it though. It must have been in the house.
Yeah.
It's probably you.
Wasn't me.
You
My
have.
hands were here.
Yeah, but you have. I think it was your drawstrings. That's kind of what it sounded like. Poppy's escaping. No!
I think they're actually asleep.
I think they're finally asleep too. Thank God, the demons.
Yeah, the demons. Abby's stripping. Everybody cover up.
It's
They
little,
can't even see us. Stop whispering.
I'm sorry.
Mom! You're contaminating the footage.
I'm sorry. Forgive me for I've sinned.
There is two windows in that room, but they are... No, there's three. But they are all... What are they called? Not
Stained glass.
Stained glass windows. And they're up high, so... There can't be anything.
We didn't feel anything negative at all in there. Although I'm leaving it there.
Anyway, keep watching.
Yeah. We don't want to give a spoiler. Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that until the video's over. Then we can explain. We're just going to leave the big question mark. You were asking the layout of this room, like Gabriella said, this was the reception area. This is where Abby had the father-daughter dance, where she had to dance with her husband, where all the guests was where we ate and they gave the speeches. And to the left, there's a door there, and then there's a hallway. And behind the hallway, there's another door where Abby got dressed. And to the right there's a door that goes into like a kitchen area.
Well, it's a door frame.
It's a
Is there a door there?
There's a door.
there's a door, I think, yeah. And it goes into, yeah, because we shot them all when you would sneak into to go to the restroom before we snuck you into the chapel, so Chase wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
And behind us, there's a little bit of a hallway that goes down to the cellar. To the left of us is just a wall that has those 3 big stained glass windows. So there, and to the right is those like louvered or accordion type big doors that separate the reception area from the chapel.
And Linda, to answer your question, the only street lights going through the stained glass is in the chapel room on the left-hand side. There is street lights there, but other than that, there is no street lights in that area at all.
And there wasn't really any trees by any.
No, there's
in
no
the back.
lighting coming in that room. That was, if we didn't even have the camera on, that would be so pitch dark, you would be walking into stuff.
In the back of the church, there was a tree or two, but on the sides and in front, there really wasn't any trees.
Again, if you watch the walkthrough video that I had, our first, it was a live, but it's on our channel on Lurking Spirits. If you watch it, I have a walkthrough in the daylight so you can see the whole layout of the church. And then we had this one that we're showing tonight, and then we had released part 1 of the investigation that we are doing during this video here in the chapel. And then part 2, which will be the last part, will be released this Saturday morning.
April said thank you.
You're welcome, April. Just keep on asking questions. If there's anything that, I mean, we can save a lot of them for at the end too, but we're more than happy to answer any questions you have.
The echo is fun.
It does, Linda.
It does.
Yeah. And with this here, and with that camera, like whatever's causing, look how dark it is now.
Thank you for saying bless you too. I'm sorry I didn't see that. Because I sneezed earlier to what I said, bless you.
Well, you said thank you. I kind of wish, well, I was thinking I was going to put an EVP recorder in here, but there was sound on the camera, but the EVP would have got contaminated because of us investigating in the other room, so it would have been kind of a waste of time to even try to leave an EVP recorder in there. We would have had to throw it, all of it out.
Yeah, the echo was an advantage but also a disadvantage, because as we heard like footsteps, we would hear them very clearly, but it was a disadvantage because when we talked, it echoed through the whole building.
Now this building is old. I think it was built in the 1800s.
Yep.
1809 or something like that.
Something like that.
That would be
like
me.
the camera was shifted too.
See, that's what.
No.
I did say that the camera was shifted.
Well, you just about that. Did you get it? Now we came up because we did hear something up, and Gabriella wanted to check the camera.
Because we've had trouble with the camera, turning off before.
During investigation, something
And
would
I
drain.
was like, why is it doing that? I thought it was the camera. No, something drained the battery, usually.
So do I.
This is kind of like an intermission time.
Now Chase is using the bathroom, so I'm not the only one using the bathroom.
Now,
It's
she did
recording
cut
now.
that out, of course, as you can tell.
We'll hear it.
Now, see, but look how clear the camera is there.
Yeah, see, that's
See, that's what's not making any sense. I mean, you can see some of the flickering in
Oh
that.
my
but
god, it's really clear now. You can see everything.
even. I think that's even more proof that there was definitely something there.
So that, I mean, how do you explain that? It's the exact same camera, and you just
That is weird.
See, now
Yeah,
it's kind of doing
Exactly, April. Exactly. You can see everything now.
Yeah.
You can even see the layout of the two door frames now.
and now it's starting to get darker again.
Mm-hmm.
but not like it was before. You can at least see the two doors and the garbage pail, and that a lot easier.
You can see our backpacks too. Ooh, that orb.
Yeah, did you see
That
that?
was a big one. It's like, hi guys. Oh shit. Bye.
Yeah, this is
Look
when
right
things
there.
start
Look,
getting really
look.
interesting.
Now, we usually don't pay attention to orbs, but some of the orbs that's been in this video, especially if you watch from the beginning, they just don't appear like they come out of nowhere, and they kind of like hover.
And you can tell it's like perfectly circular. It's not a bug.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have its own light.
See that big one
Mm-hmm.
right there too?
And it's like a disco ball.
Now, mind you, there's nobody in this room. We're all back in the chapel investigating again. So these light anomalies, like that one there, we cannot explain.
And the other thing I should add is, yes, there's a street by the stained glass, but because of the window being so high up, you don't see cars going by.
Well, a car wouldn't make that kind anyway.
And no,
Those
but
are
I'm just
hovering.
saying though, in light general, the thing is too high up.
See that? Now look at that. See how that one just appeared and then just disappeared? It appeared and disappeared just as quickly. Like, how do you explain that? Well, hey, it was so nice having you here. Please, if you liked what you saw so far, please join us again. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining us from India. That you're awesome.
What about airplanes?
Airplanes would be too high up. You wouldn't see that through a window.
We tried every way to figure out why those would appear. There's literally, see that one up there? There's literally no explanation. And not only the direction, the wall right across from it has no windows at all. So the direction that those lights are coming from, the wall right across from it, there's no windows, there's no doors, there's nothing there. It's just a wall. That was nice having a visitor clear from India. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Wonderful.
crazy.
That is crazy.
No problem, Steph. We like when people ask questions and try to debunk.
Oh, yeah, keep on asking.
We
That's what we're here
appreciate
for.
that.
That's why we're kind of doing the live this way, because we want to get your input, and maybe you see something or hear something that we don't. So we love it. Just keep on asking.
Yeah, keep them coming. I can't believe how clear that is now.
Mm-hmm. The same camera. She didn't do anything.
And it's starting to fluctuate a little bit.
Yeah, this is what it normally does when Gabriella and I tape. We're that's normal. But what it was doing before was not normal.
This table is loud.
It is what?
Give me a second.
I think it's a DVC
It's not that one.
4K, I think.
Oh, you almost just knocked your coffee over. Do my research.
I just have it in here. I don't think I have it in here.
I think it's a DVC 4K.
I don't think it's the 4K.
Oh, it might be a
2K.
2K.
2.7K.
Do you need me to show the
Yeah.
camera?
We'll pause it. It's a DVC 2.7K
IR.
IR. Just normal.
Oh. Nice blue screen.
Yeah, it's a really good camera. I mean, of course we want to get better cameras, but it costs money to do that. So.
I mean, it has a good night vision.
This
so.
is my camera that we use
Yeah.
for our Real Talk channel, so we don't really need super high quality.
No.
But for our normal investigations, since we have 2 cameras now, we use the one for we have 3, but we used 2 for this investigation. The one
Did she pause that video?
Yeah, I
she
did.
paused
Okay.
it. The one that we use for actual investigations, like when we're talking and everything, is a 4K, but it's exactly the same thing. And then we have like 2 other ones that are exactly like this one. So
The night vision is pretty good on it. Like I said, normally the night vision is even better than what we're seeing here. And the shadows that we're seeing tonight is just
Crazy.
Yeah.
crazy. We've never seen that on any of the videos before. So
Hold on, I gotta take the shoes
it's just
off. I didn't
crazy
realize
how
my
it's
shoes were still on.
completely clear now.
But we have had, though, on that particular camera, if you watch our Ligonier Tavern, we don't know what was going on, but she had that same camera on and it would turn off for no reason. And it said there was no SD card in there. It
said no image. It says there was no image. And I was like, I know I have an SD card in here.
Yeah.
That's the very first thing I check before I do anything. And it's never done that before. And we haven't had any issues with it since then. But it was like whatever was in that place did not want me to
it would let it run. I think
record.
the top, it let it record maybe was 15, 20 minutes and then shut it off and it just would not let her record again. So
I let Chase record though.
yeah.
So he took my camera while I was in this method and he walked upstairs and he was able to use it, but God forbid if I use it. Freaking spirits.
Alright, we don't have too much longer on this video. I think we have like 20 minutes or so.
yeah, and then you can discuss anything you want to with us about what you're seeing, and we can talk a little bit more about that Battleship North
Never mind, we
Carolina
have a
picture.
little bit more than that.
Pack is killing me tonight.
You can't make full screen.
Abby did before. I don't know how she did it.
It's crazy how much clearer it is now.
And you didn't do anything. It's the same camera.
I just moved it back over slightly
Yeah.
because it was like it shifted.
That flashing light, our camera normally does that.
No, she said a few seconds ago.
Oh, I think
I don't know. I think it might have been an orb. Of course, James is calling me at the worst time possible.
he can wait.
James, I'm sorry, dude, but you're gonna have to just.
Every time we're doing a live.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looked like an orb, but it looked like something was hanging off the bottom of it. That was strange.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of hovering too. A live stream.
I agree, Linda. It is very strange.
As we get closer to the end of this, I don't want to say too much.
Hi, James.
James. Well, hello there. You better be a subscriber, James.
I will fight you.
We'll duke it out with you. Did you see that?
That one was weird, too. What was that?
Somebody has to be coming up because that looked like a flashlight.
Yeah, but it wasn't even in the hallway. It was like,
I heard a door though.
I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, I think that was somebody's flashlight from the chapel. It's probably one of the times when we heard something up here in this room and somebody in the chapel shined their flashlight up there. I'm automatically debunking that.
I heard a door.
Yeah.
He says he is. He says he's been a subscriber since the investigation of his house.
Oh, awesome.
There goes the cat ball.
Yeah, there's the cat ball going off in the back. So that flashlight back there is a cat ball. I think that starting at this point is when
Things start getting weird.
Yeah, they start happening. And notice how long this cat ball goes off too. Like it'll go off for like a second or so, and then I think it might come back on. But a cat ball normally doesn't stay on that long flashing.
Yep, and there it goes off.
Which I forgot to say, but the motion light is no longer going off at the door frame because we moved it to this main room. It's on the left hand side of the camera now, away from the camera, so you can't see it. So whatever was in that was waiting for that to go away. I think before that they were messing with that cat ball because they didn't want to be spotted.
Good.
Tid. See, if you hear Abby in the back room, you can say, you can hear her saying, "Did you hear that?" From the point that that cat ball went off, we were hearing like footsteps and all kinds of stuff in this room up here that we were not in.
Yeah, we were hearing like running.
There's the cat
and
ball
stuff.
again.
Yeah, and again, we're all still in the chapel room.
Yep, nobody left their spots.
Well, you'll see. I mean, so if anybody doubts anything, here you'll see us all coming up.
Mm-hmm.
See, it went off and it just came right back on.
Yes, it's the church, James.
It's the church me and Chase got married at.
It was a Methodist church that Abby and Chase got married at. And
Very beautiful old church.
They
the
could
only
they
reason-
could renovate it to be such a beautiful
Yeah.
church once again.
the only reasons that we wanted
Cat
to
ball again.
investigate it in the first place was we were getting Abby ready for her wedding and everything in that room where the cat ball is. And we heard a weird, like, male groan outside the door. Nobody was there. And then Chase was in the kitchen and he heard somebody say, "Do you need help with that?" Looked back, nobody was there. So we started asking questions to the owner and she was like, "Oh yeah, well, there's definitely got to be something in there. It's from the 1800s." And so she let us investigate for as long as we wanted. And actually, I remember it did kill my one battery. The one battery when we came up, because we heard that.
At the very end, you mean? When you changed the battery?
No, we heard the beep, and then we all ran up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's my battery."
And see, some of the darkness is starting to come back in that area again, and even though the picture's a lot clearer. So, like, it's like I said, how do you explain that? Like, I don't know, that just boggles my mind. I
It's
mean,
like something was trying to cover up the camera.
that's what it seems like.
Let the darkness fall on the room.
It seemed like there was a little bit of flashing in the kitchen area, like very light orb on the top.
Yeah, it is almost like it's creeping, like...
That's what we were saying too, Linda. You kind of read our minds on that, because it's almost like it was just creeping around in there, like, and it knew that there was a camera on, and it was doing everything to try to obstruct it.
Well, I don't know if I know, because that was when we turned off the camera. When we're getting ready to clean up, we were asking a few last minute questions just to see what would come up with it. And we eventually got it crawls on the floor. So, and it was in this main room. So
That's true.
that's a little creepy.
That's true.
Yeah. That was...
So that could be what is creeping.
Look at that. Did you see that orb?
Yep. That one was flashing.
Yeah. And that just came out of nowhere, and there's nothing that would have admitted it. And look how dark that's getting
Mhm.
again. And we're pretty close to the end of this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's kind of when, well, dun, dun, dun,
Sound like Happy Wheels.
dun.
That did sound like Happy Wheels. Someone won.
Yeah, you saw how clear it was, and then now it's just dark again.
Yeah, it just totally boggles our mind because it's never ever done this before. It's almost like something is trying to block that camera so that
But it's only like the right side. It's like it's fine with the left side, whatever's going on over there, but it just wants to block out the.
but then again,
Not weird. Most churches have cry rooms for nursing babies and small children during services.
true. What?
Do you mean when I said that it crawls on the floor? Are you talking about babies crawling on the floor? Find your phone.
The children sing. Yeah, they're playing and singing, which correlates. It wasn't very good. The little one and the children were both outside. Probably. Do you know the song Amazing Grace? Do you turn the flashlight off if you know Amazing Grace? Yes?
I did that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want to go ahead and know if you can sing it for us.
I was getting it until you messed with my phone.
I didn't touch anything.
You switched it to the side view when I didn't have it on the side view.
I'm going to set this here so
You were still getting them. It was still going through. It's just that one comment.
I don't know. I don't like the show. What can I say?
Sorry.
I don't like it like that.
Well then, dang. Picky.
Different services during the year have a start in the back of the church. Could be. I don't know.
Chase did do a little singing in the chapel as a trigger to try to trigger spirits.
Yeah, he did. He played before we even started, actually, he played a
I know,
church song.
Linda. I've been watching the same thing. It's just weird how it was so bright and clear, and then it just does that thing. And like I said, I can't say it enough. We've never seen it do this because this is the camera that we use for our Real Talk channel. Well, up until we just started using Gabriella's laptop, but we do use that camera for Real Talk, and
Well, we still use the camera for our actual videos. For the lives, we use my laptop.
the laptop, right? Yeah, we're due for a regular video here and a live. So stay tuned for Real Talk, because we should have a video coming up
I was getting real close to the end now.
real nice.
Real. You hear weird ass sounds in the background. It's Abby tapping on the table.
We're losing people. We're down.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I'll watch it on the re.
Yeah, we're overdue.
We are. We just, I don't know if you see my arm, our puppies are really kind of, me in particular, they're wearing us down and they are so rambunctious and they got my arm this morning again, so I look like Freddy Krueger got a hold of me. I don't know. We still have to do a lot of history on the building to find out. I know I kind of had like a vision before we started investigating this church, and we're trying to see if we can correlate what I saw. It is involving a lady. After we get all of the parts out, when we get our next part out, do a little bit and see if anything comes up and matches what I actually saw. But come to think, the lady that I was talking about, she would have been dressed in like 1800 attire.
Mm-hmm.
So that is
We
weird.
should be coming up very soon.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end here of this, and yeah, it was ouch. Like, if you see my arm, it's bad. I got to clean it out with peroxide. I have it airing out right now. They're letting the air
Wow,
hit
look
it.
at how dark it got now.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
look at
that
that.
there is a history of the church, but the owner, the person who bought the church, she really doesn't know
Well, this is
anything.
like
The
a
only thing that,
barbecue.
like I said, that we know is that it was 1800s and that it was a Methodist church.
Something there. Maybe that's where it came from.
Yeah. I don't
Welcome
know.
back.
Welcome back, James.
Look how dark that video got again, everyone. That's like insane.
And it's right before all the weird.
Yeah, there's
Things
some like
happen.
really intense.
Once that part comes, I'm gonna mute just so they can hear it.
Yeah.
Prepared to bring out your tissues.
Now watch very closely in these last period of this video.
We're gonna mute now.
Yeah, blue's getting red over here. I just got red right here and it's really cool.
Is she okay?
No,
What's wrong?
something affected her. She's broke down.
That was spiking to red.
Yes, so did mine.
Cancer.
True. Okay.
We just got cancer on the nephrometer. 0.
Wait, where's the rosary? Rosary.
Gabriella has hers.
Yeah, I
She
agree.
had cancer.
Okay, guys, if you have any questions, not sure if you were aware what happened there. That was, we cut it off at that point. Everything started going off at the chapel. The cap all went off, the flashlight was going off, our REM pod was going off. But while that was all happening, in the reception area there where that stationary camera was, shit started hitting the fan up there. So we hurried up to check out. When we got to like the altar way from the chapel that led into the reception area, I got hit. It was almost like surrounded, something surrounded and walked right through me like this icy cold. It was just like all around me, and it was like it went right through me. And Gabriella got the after effect of it. And she went into a full-fledged panic attack for it. She got affected. It gave her heartburn. She said she felt like she was going to have a heart attack.
Yeah,
She was down. She
didn't-
was down.
I didn't know, obviously I don't know what a heart attack feels like, but I felt like if I were to have one, that's exactly what it would feel like. And it literally just felt like something was like tugging at my heart and just like trying to rip it out of me. And so I was like, I need Tums. So that's the crying you heard was me saying I needed Tums. And then I was breathing really heavy because I was literally having like a full-on panic attack on the ground. And then
Yeah, she didn't even make it to a chair. Like when Abby said, "Is she okay?" I said, "No, she's down."
yeah.
She sat down on the floor and she was holding her chest, and you could hear she was crying.
I had to take 2 Tums in order for it to finally go away, but the first Tums I took didn't do anything.
Well, and you were holding the rosary in your
And
hand.
oh yeah, I had nails. I had like really long nails, and I was holding the rosary in my left hand like so tight you could see the nail
Fingernail,
prints
yeah.
in my hand. That's how scared I was. But all these weird things started coming through on the spirit box, and you hear Abby say cancer, and there's just a lot of horrible things. We were like, we gotta we gotta turn this camera off now. Well, Chase did. We kind of wish that he kind of kept it on
Yeah.
for like maybe a few more seconds. Just so you could see like the full extent of what exactly happened.
She was scared. I mean, like,
No, I didn't need to go to the doctor, Linda. Believe it or not, this has happened.
once before. That bad.
It happens more than once. It happened more than once, actually. The last
But I mean, that
one of the
bad.
on an investigation she's talking about
Yeah.
that bad. Yeah, it's happened once time before, but I never felt like I had a heart attack or anything, or was going to have a heart attack. This time it actually really scared me, and I thought I was gonna die there, and I was like, I don't know what to do, but I think I needed Tums, and so I asked Mom. I was like, "Can you go get me a Tums?" And then she gave me one. Didn't do anything. They're like, "How do you feel?" I said, "I still feel like something's just like tugging at my heart and trying to pull it out of my body." And then I was like, "I might need another one." So she gave me another one, and then it was gone after. a
And
few
she
minutes.
I had a bottle of water and made sure she got some water in her.
Well,
but-
she had some snacks.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
got some snacks in her. But it was so intense when I told her. It was so strange because as soon as we hit that altar way that went into the reception area, it's like I said, it felt like I was surrounded. It was all icy cold. There's no reason why any icy cold air would have enveloped me like that, but it just went like it was walking through me, and then it got her. And when it got her, it's almost like it was I don't know, but she was down for the count.
It
She was
really
down.
weird because when we were in the chapel area, nothing really went weird. We saw maybe a shadow or two in like the hallway area of the one doorway. Other than that, nothing really happened in there. Then after we were about to head out, the alarm that you heard, Linda, was the REM pod going off in there. So the REM pod went off, there was a cat ball that went off, the flashlight turned on, everything started happening at this moment.
And I was freezing, so was Mom.
Yeah.
Abby
so
was freezing, everybody was
uh,
freezing, we were all like, we kind of
As soon
thought
as
we
we
needed to
walked
get
through
out of there.
that arch, that altar, it was
So,
like,
yeah, as soon as we walked through the arch, Mom started feeling weird. You can hear her in the video. She's like, whoa, I don't know about this. This is kind of starting to feel funky in here and weird. And then after she's walking through it, like she said, I get the after effects of it. And I don't know why it affected me more than it did her. 'Cause she felt like pretty much the whole thing.
it felt like whatever that coldness was, like it was all around me. And it felt like it walked right through me
That's what.
and then into you.
I got that. The after of that, it almost felt like I was walking through like a bunch of spider webs, but it wasn't not like stringy spider webs, but like just like poof. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. But I got the after effect, and then after I got the after effect, they looked over at me. I was crying on the floor, and Abby's like, "Is she okay?" Mom's like, "No, she's not. She's down for the count." And it just started feeling really weird. At first, it felt like pins and needles, like when your leg falls asleep and then it's about to wake up, pins and needles, but in my heart. And then it started feeling like something was like tugging at my heart. And then, like I said, all these weird things were popping up on Spirit Talker and Necrometer. And we were like, okay, we got to turn that off. And we got to turn that off. We got to take a break. And we didn't really get to do the rest of the investigation because we were going to go downstairs. We were going to go in that room where she got dressed. And we didn't get to do that because of everything that happened.
Yeah, it was real intense. It was actually scary. Like we were like watching her close, and it was like the most incredible thing about it is, like she said, the REM pod started going off in the chapel. The cat ball was going off and not going. I mean, it was going off, but it would not turn back off. You know, it was lighting up, but it would not shut off. And the flashlight was like going on and off, like flickering and staying on. And I think there was another, our EVP meters, they were like flickering the highest up to red. And
yeah,
then,
everything just was going off.
then we saw the motion light in the reception area going off, and we heard whatever was footsteps or whatever was going on up there. That's why we came up. But as soon as we hit that archway, that altar to the other room, that's when the shit hit the fan. That's when it got real
It was
intense.
weird because right before we walked up to the arch, Chase was playing back an EVP that we heard, and something clearly said my name. And nothing weird started happening until after it said my name, and we were like, okay, I think we gotta take a break from this room. And then Mom walked through the doorway, felt some weird shit. I walked through right after her and started breaking down.
Yeah, it was real intense. It was scary. I was real worried for her. Thank goodness, because I do get heartburn, that I always have heartburn tablets on me, and Tums, just Tums.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
what
I
would've
always
done.
have something to drink, and some kind of snacks. So when that happened, I made sure she had her, she got some Tums, she got some snacks to chew on, and some water. But it was, as you could hear in the video, it affected her.
I really don't know what I would have done if she didn't have Tums. I think we might have had to go to like the doctor or to an EMS or something because I wasn't doing good. I literally felt like I was going to have a heart attack.
It kind of sucked because we didn't have any service in that area. So it's kind of a dangerous investigation for the fact that if we did actually anything happen, we don't have service. We didn't have as much service in that area. So, but before that part, trying to think what I was gonna say.
Well, while she's trying to think what she was saying, all the stuff that was coming up on the Spirit Talker and Necrometer, the research that Abby found out after that, a lot of that stuff matched
Oh, yeah, I'll say that,
perfectly to what we were getting. And where they're like, and we didn't know that until after we come home and that. And I'm like, wait a minute, this name came up 5 times. This phrase came up numerous times. So it's just like you didn't just see it once or twice. Like we had wait and see
Mhm.
probably 10 times. Wait and see.
Oh yeah, that was
The
very
name
creepy.
Frank came up. Ironically, Frank was one of the firefighters at the fire hall, and there's a story to that which we can tell.
Yeah, I was just gonna get to
Yeah,
that.
so go ahead.
Okay, so there's a few things. First, before everything happened, like with that, when everything was going off, I noticed a speck of lavender from my wedding flowers on the floor. Now, the week prior, or a couple weeks prior,
Couple weeks.
me and Gabrielle went to that church and we cleaned it head to toe. Like there was no speck of anything on that floor. Even when we were doing the walkthrough, there was no speck on the floor.
I think that pretty much describes it, April. She was just all the energy that surrounded me. I don't think literally it meant for me to be the first one to walk through that altar. I think since her name came up on Chase's EVP, that it was hoping that she was going to be the first one that walked through there. And when I think about it, it kind of scares me even more seeing what her reaction was where she got the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It could have been something that
Well,
just wanted to try to.
It kept on saying family and like pretty much like a union.
Yeah, we are
people
family.
in there.
We are family.
And we think that since it was a Methodist church, that it meant like a family of the group of people that attended the church and that might have died there or may have died somewhere else but stayed as a union. And it could have been the emotions from them all at once.
It could have been.
I don't know. I wish I could explain what happened that night, but
Again, like I said, when that coldness surrounded me, it wasn't just like a gush of air. It was almost like there was a group around me of icy cold spirits, whatever, that it was around me and that it just literally walked right through me and you got the after effect of it. But I think you was meant to go up through there first. That's because I think when you come up before and adjusted the camera, they're like, we like her, we want her, and that's what they were waiting for.
it's always me on these investigations
Because she's more
Nobody else.
sensitive. Though she has sensitivity, I think.
So, getting back to the lavender speck, there was a lavender speck on the floor before I picked it up, and then they went up to the reception area, and I was walking up so I could tell the camera, hey, this lavender wasn't here. I don't understand that because there was no lavender there, but it was placed perfectly on that one
pew.
No, not pew. Aisle. It was on one of the aisle, placed perfectly in the middle. I can't explain it. But going to the firefighting stuff, we were in the what's it called? The chapel. Thanks. We were in the chapel, and we smelled smoke, and we're like, okay, that's weird. Chase and Bloom, they both went outside to try to figure out where this fire was coming from.
Hello?
And her.
Yeah, I was there too.
They were trying to figure out where this fire was coming from, but they couldn't they don't know where it came from, but it came and it left as fast as possible. Well, then on our Spirit Talker and Necrometer, we were getting smoke, fire, curse,
funeral
home. Which,
Frank, the name
yeah, Frank. Which is ironic because before we did our investigation at the church, Mom saw an old fire department. And while I was waiting for everyone to get set up, I went and looked up details on this fire department. I wanted to know what it was about. And turns out that this fire department, there was houses and buildings and companies and stuff that caught on fire around it. And for the longest time, they were thinking that the fire department was committing arson, and they would like put these firefighters in investigations saying, hey, we're going to ask you some questions and whatnot, but they never found anything about it. But they say,
I think it's over there. I think it's under the table.
they say when it said curse, I think what they're trying to say is they think that there's a curse on the land because of all the random fires that happen in there. But it's pretty interesting.
And the funny thing about it is the day after we released our first video, I went back in and was reading the article that she had showed me, and I'm going down, and one of the firemen's name was Frank. He also was the treasurer or lead administrator or whatever of the local funeral home, which funeral home came up. And there was a lady's name too, and I can't remember what her name was. It came up, and ironically, she was associated with the funeral home. So it's like a lot of the stuff that we were getting on our Necrometer and Spirit Talker correlated. It made sense to us then, because these names came up, and if they would have just come up once, we would have thrown them out. But these names kept on coming up over and over, and Wait and See kept on coming up over and over. Frank and funeral home, like things like that. And one said even burned in smoke or something like that.
It was a lot of things like that. But also, I don't know if you were here. I mean, I don't know if you were on their Real Talk when they were talking about Amy with the whole situation with me with Amy, but I'm thinking she might be part of me.
That's right.
Because we keep getting Amy every single time we investigate, and we've got her like 2 times now.
And she showed up. Yep.
So I think she's part of me, which I mean,
following you.
Follow me, whatever. You know what I mean? She's attached to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as she doesn't bother me, I don't care if she's attached to me.
Because Amy did come up. I know at least once. It might have come up twice.
I think it came up at least 3 times.
Yeah, and where they're like, Amy, wait a minute, Amy, you might have a follower. You might have a stalker. Or stalker. And attachment. Jeez, Diane. We watched that stupid movie, Baby Reindeer, with the...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and stalkers in my mind.
Well, also, Linda keeps saying she's our stalker, so...
Well, Linda is our stalker, but we like Linda as our stalker. That's okay. She can remain our stalker. But, yeah, that was kind of crazy, so...
Yeah, everything just lined up perfectly to everything that I found out about that. And I think we got like store or something about convenient, something like that. There was a convenience store that was one of the first buildings to catch on fire by the fire department. And like I said, they thought it was arson, but they investigated the firefighters and they never found anything about it. So,
yeah, so we had a lot of stuff that kind of, once we reviewed the video and everything, the one that part 1, and we did this research where they're like, damn, that makes sense. And where they're like, okay, so.
Light circles are light. Some extra old peeps might have bounced off your mom in the positive memory of love from the wedding to exercise that feels bad. So hopefully maybe Frank used a holy fire hose.
We don't know. I know we're going to do a little bit more research into that building, because the lady that rented it out for Abby and Chase to get married there, we asked her some history in that, and the only thing she could tell us is what was on the outside where it was established and built in the 1800s. So she really didn't basically know any history.
Yeah, the only thing that she... Not to interpret,
but
the only other thing that she knows is not that church, but there's another building that is actually a flower shop, but it was made into a church. I mean, it was a church, but it was made into a flower shop. That one was built in the 1900s, and she has so much history on that one. But this one,
Yeah.
she really doesn't know much about.
And the ironic thing about it is, like Abby said, when we were pulling in to go to the investigation and we passed the fire buildings, the fire department, the big yellow building was there. As we passed, I made a comment. I said, I'd like to get in that building and investigate, because there's something about that building that it's just, there's something about that building that's drawn me to it. And ironically, when she was doing that research, that's kind of the original building where all of this mystery with these goofy fires and
Yeah.
mysterious fires and that started. And that could be where the word curse came up, that because they can't explain a lot of the fires, and they were just trying to look into them, and they probably did call it the curse of the town.
Yeah, and from what I found out, that a lot of lives were lost
oh,
in
no.
that town. Oh, there's the ham.
Here he comes
The ham.
again. Our
Hi, Pee-wee.
resident ham. The ham.
But with the fires, what I was reading
We
is
don't
that
wanna
there was
see
a
your
lot of
hands.
deaths within the fires, and because they don't know what caused the fires. Hi, ham.
He has to ham it up every time.
Because they don't know what caused the fires.
Lay down. No, he was gonna lay
Oh,
down.
go
Lay
ahead.
down.
Checking my turn.
Lay down.
Because they don't know what caused the fires, the families never got closure for what happened exactly.
No,
Yeah,
lay down.
yeah. And my vision that I had before we started the investigation, and I was going to write it down, but the night before I wasn't asleep, but I had this real strong
I am.
vision. And there was a lady, and she was dressed like in 1800 garb, like that old time garb. And it was a flowing, like, it was a church dress. You could tell that she was going to
No, you
church.
can't have my coffee.
And it was a flowing gray, older style gown with the bustle up here, and the poofy sleeves, and she had the bonnet on, and she had her hair all put up and like underneath the bonnet with the flowers on it, and she had her little like string purse, and it was just, she was going up the walkway going into the church. And we did get women's names coming up, and things pertaining to the church. So it kind of like, I don't know how that all correlated together, but we did get some interesting things that did come through that made the investigation make a little bit more sense. So
Down.
don't you stop it.
Does anyone have any questions?
Lay down. Here you go.
He says, but I want to be part of.
If anybody
Video.
doesn't have any questions, make sure you watch. If you want to see what this church looks like, there is an initial video. I taped it live, which you can recatch it, of course, was my walkthrough. So you can see what the church looks like in the daylight. And then there was our first part that was released this last well, it was actually supposed to be Saturday morning, but it released Friday night. So you can catch that, and that'll kind of make more sense with this video that we just watched now, because things just started going crazy in the chapel, and we heard everything going on up in the reception area, and that's when everything happened. That's when everything happened. So, will we go back? I would love to go back, Linda, because I would like to tackle the basement. I would like to have an actual camera with a little bit better lighting now that what we've seen that it looked like with the night vision set up in that reception area to see if, whatever's there, maybe we can debunk the camera thing, but see if anything happens again. And then the room that Abby got dressed in the kitchen, because of everything happening, we cut a lot of it shorter than what we wanted, because we wanted to be there probably until about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and we actually left at midnight because of everything that happened.
Well, not to interrupt you, but also they're renovating, which when you renovate a building, it takes the spirits off, and they usually are more active. So if we go back, hopefully they renovated a good amount and we can get a lot more evidence and stuff because of them renovating. But yeah, like she said, we would love to go back because there's a lot of unanswered questions now. We have
Yeah.
more questions than we have answers.
Yeah. Now, our last
Hi,
part
Ann.
that will be up this Saturday, I did go into the Estes method on that video, so I don't want to go into detail what happened there or anything, but there, we did get a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. You'll have to watch it when it comes out, and then we will probably do another quick live after the Monday after that,
Mhm.
just not as long as this one and showing the whole video, but just to see if anybody had any questions or anything about all three of the
Yeah, we won't be
videos.
showing the video, but when you watch it, if you have questions, just let us know and we can answer them.
So,
We'll
if,
try to, anyways.
does anybody else have any questions? Because if that's it, we're probably gonna, because this here has been over 2 hours long with the video and us talking and answering questions, and we'll be back, Linda. Matter of fact, probably the next time you see us, Gabriella and I might try to get a video in tomorrow.
Thank
I
you.
don't
Awesome
know
of
if
you.
we want to do a live or if we just want to do a regular video. I guess it'll be up to what we decide tomorrow, which route we want to go. But we can talk a little bit more about what's going on here and stuff on our video. And everybody that's on here or anybody that watches this when it's replayed, just keep in mind our Real Talk with Diane and Gabriella and Lurking Spirits linked together. So if we can't answer your question here and you want to ask Gabriella and I, if Abby is always welcome to join us, any of us, any questions
He's
pertaining
gonna
to
end
any
the
of
live
this,
because he keeps getting close to the mouse.
then just go ahead and come on and ask us. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to do a live. Pee-wee. I don't know if we're going to do a live or if we're just going to do another video. So
Still can't get past the shadows.
yeah, we might end up rewatching that video on the big screen. We have a big screen TV, and we might end up rewatching it on it too, and kind of watching it close because some of that just. It's quite questionable because that camera does not do that. It does flicker, but it does not get real.
You look directly at the camera and says, hi!
It never gets that shadowy. So,
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee, you don't need to be a ham all the time. So, yeah, he's a ham. When we said that earlier today, we said, well, we wonder if Pee-wee's
Hi,
going to
Ham.
make his regular hammy
He
appearance.
usually comes
He
like
always
right at before the end of the
Yeah, he does.
stream.
He's like, hey,
So-
what about me? He didn't invite me up here.
But Angelina, if you're still listening to us, let us know what you think because you actually just had the headphones on. There's a lot of stuff that happened that we couldn't explain, but there was like a lot of stuff that
He's sitting listening to you.
we tried to debunk as much as we can, but there's still some of those things that's questionable. And the whole incident with Gabriella, we can't throw that one out and debunk it because there really is no explanation because there's no way that type of coldness and the way she got affected we can't explain it.
But yeah, with the at the chapel too, when I was the first part when I got so cold, I've never been that cold. Even in the winter and everything, you get cold, but you're not shivering. I was at the point I was shivering. It literally felt like someone was over me and then was just making me cold. You'll hear in the video me just because I'm freezing. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of big question marks, Linda. And like I said,
What do you see?
Gabriella and I will let everybody know tomorrow if we're going to go live or if we're just going to do a video. But if you have any questions, go ahead. I mean, you're one, definitely. You ask great questions. April, you're awesome. if there's anything you want to, I know you're catching us on here, catch us on Real Talk with Diane and Gabriella too. And if there's anything that we didn't answer for you here, Gabriella and I will be more than welcome to answer on our Real Talk channel. So, if there's anything before we go, we'll probably be calling it a night here.
That's his butt.
Pee Wee always shows his butt. But, it's always wonderful seeing all
No, you
of
can't have
you.
coffee.
And
You
I don't know, does that, Abby, Gabriella, do you guys have anything else to say? And does anybody on here have anything to say? Thank you, April.
Oh, we definitely do.
Yeah, yep. So,
We got our protection bracelets. So,
yeah,
and there you go.
look at him.
And
Plus, we also got a rosary, so
Yeah, we
we
have-
really need it.
we have rosaries too.
So,
Look at you.
And we
Yeah.
always say a prayer before we leave, and sometimes before we start.
yeah, and we always tell, you can stay here, but you can't follow us home,
Mhm.
and we try to protect us. As a matter of fact, at that one investigation at the theater where Gabriella got affected before, it was so scary that we saged ourselves.
Yeah,
kind
that
of
one.
how,
That one. See, I didn't feel anything evil at the church. It just
uneasy,
it really
more or less.
affected
Yeah.
me. At the theater,
Which
that we
was
were
never
at,
uploaded
Yeah.
because of what happened.
At the theater, there was definitely something evil in there, and the claims of someone being hung in the closet.
Yeah, we can't say which theater.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
what theater.
Hey, you can't eat that.
It was up in that room.
You
want
trying
your
to eat a
Stitch necklace?
ghost.
I don't eat my Stitch Ghost necklace.
But yeah, so we did that. We had to sage ourselves because that episode there, that it's too bad we couldn't show it, but we lost all the audio from it, which is ironic because the people there said that their audio equipment always got affected. That was the biggest thing that happened, their audio, and our audio got completely
Every single
destroyed.
camera.
Yeah, it wasn't just on the main camera, it was on every camera, even the body cam.
That one's the one where I felt like something was actually trying to possess me. I didn't feel like I was gonna have a heart attack or I was just having a random panic attack. No, I actually felt like something was lurking over like my back.
Like it was attached to her back.
Yeah, like it was like
yeah.
on my back, and it was just like lurking over me. And then every time we asked it questions, or anytime I got in a different room, it felt like it was like slowly going inside of me. And I was like, I wasn't doing good, so we had to quit that investigation. And actually, those people never got back to us, so we're probably not going to be able to investigate there again.
He knew what happened, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, it's not a total loss because we really didn't get anything until we went to
Yeah.
that one room.
Yeah, it was just only that one room up in that upstairs.
But
so-
nobody even goes up there,
Yeah.
so like it's
Mhm.
not like the main part of the theater.
Yeah.
It's just a separate
Yeah.
area.
So,
Yeah, it is freaky.
yeah, real freaky. But again, does anything else anybody want to say? Because we want to cut this.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, so
That's all, folks.
Linda, April, I don't know if James is still on or
I
whoever's
don't think
still
James is
lurking
still
on here. Thank you so much, as always, for showing up. Angelina, if you still have your headphones on, love you, lady. We appreciate everything you do and all the support you give us. We're going to log off now, and we want to thank all of you for being part of this, and keep on throwing the questions at us. Come on, Real Talk with Diana and Gabriella, and we can answer anything else.
Lurking
Lurking
away.
away. Okay, we will see you next time. So
Yeah, next Monday.
next Monday, we will, as always, love and stay spooky.
Stay spooky.